So, what was your name again?
Officer Houlihan.
Officer Houlihan, Robert Jacobo. Nice to meet you, man. Really quick, just kind of wanted to, since this is the first time I've seen you walking out here, because this is the first time I've actually been out here during the day. But
some fish are legendary, some are sacred, and some will test everything you've got. Across North America, indigenous tribes have fished these waters for centuries, carving traditions, ceremonies, and survival from every catch. Now, we travel deep into their ancestral homelands to uncover stories behind the fish that shape their cultures, and catch some absolute giants along the way. From the raging rivers of the Pacific Northwest to the untouched lakes of the Great Plains, we're hooking into monsters that fed generations and diving headfirst into the traditions that keep them alive today. I'm Robert Jacobo, and this is IndigeFish Tribal Tales. Are you ready to chase something big?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of IndigeFish. I'm your host, Robert Jacobo, and today we are here at the Redondo Beach Pier here in sunny Southern California, but unfortunately, the sun just didn't want to come out today. It's a little overcast. However, I've been wanting to come out here midday kind of to check things out. Right now, we're about 2 hours till about high tide, right? The pinnacle of high tide. But the cool thing is that we're out here during the day. There's some guys that are saying that they have some luck with some bonito and stuff like that. So I'm really stoked. I'm really excited to go ahead and get started today. We also brought some of our extra rods out so that way we can go ahead and restring up our reels and kind of go from there. So we're going to just make a day out of it for the most part. We got 4 hours on our timer over for our car. So let's see what we can go ahead and catch out here at the pier during the middle of the day. So anyways, guys, stay tuned for what we got. All right, guys, so we're out here at our spot. So just wanted to show you kind of the arsenal that I brought out today, what we're going to be using. So we went ahead and brought out the Lindsay pole, right? This one, it's kind of just bare rod right now. So we're going to go ahead and get that set up. We might get that set up on like a small dropper loop with a fluke on it. Go ahead and work the kind of like the inner area. Then we also brought out the eagle claw, right? We're going to go ahead and work this some more, kind of get used to that long cast. Another thing that I brought out was this conventional rod, right, by Daiwa. And so what I want to do is, my goal is to actually get better at using conventional rods. So I didn't grow up using conventional rods or anything like that. To me, they're a little intimidating, but they shouldn't be, right? Because the fact that, like what it really comes down to is practice. So I brought that out here today, tie a weight at the end of it. We'll go ahead and practice with it, see if we can't get to the point where we're not bird nesting it and stuff like that. Then we also got the Okuma custom UFR, right? And so that's what I'm using today, and about an ounce of weight on my Carolina rig. And depending on whether or not I want to use that or not, just kind of like a little bit of a fish finder, see if there's some halibut down there or something like that. I may tie a fluke on the end of that as well, and just go ahead and work that in the surf, or not in the surf, but off of the pier. So, and then we also have our Daiwa rod with our Garrett reel. That right here is what I'm using just for my cut bait, right? So using that for cut bait, so that way I can just go ahead and get that out there. I'm also going to line up my eagle claw rod, right, with some of the no knot clips, right, and we're going to see how well they work out here as well. So that one's going to be for when I'm ready to go ahead and start super long casting, and then we'll go from there. So anyways, guys, not necessarily concentrating so much on getting a fish on at this moment, as I am just kind of getting my area set up, so that way we can go ahead and enjoy the next couple of hours of fishing. So stay tuned, guys.
So, what was your name again?
Officer Houlihan.
Officer Houlihan, Robert Jacobo. Nice to meet you, man. Really quick, just kind of wanted to, since this is the first time I've seen you walking out here, because this is the first time I've actually been out here during the day, but wanted to ask you kind of what the difference is, where we would need to have like a California fishing license versus where we wouldn't need a California fishing license. Kind of in the Redondo area, obviously we're here. So,
okay.
I've looked at different things on the internet where it says you don't have to have one, and then other things where it's like you do have to have them. So I just wanted to ask you personally so our viewers can get a better understanding too.
Okay, yeah, so on public pier or jetty, which the Redondo Beach Pier that we're standing on right now, and then the jetty over there, that 3/4
That's
mile
over there,
long
guys.
right there. That's a long walk too if you get out there. Both those spots and all public piers in California, you do not need a fishing license, and all of the lists of the public piers and jetties can be found on our website. And a lot of people actually think Topaz Jetty right there is also a jetty because it's man-made, but by definition it has to be protecting the harbor, which that is not protecting any harbor, so you would still need a license there. And on the beach right next to it.
And what's that website that they can go on to just kind of find out more of that information?
It's wildlife.ca.gov, and then you would go to the marine fishing section. And then I don't know exactly where it would be, but under there it'll have a list of all public piers separated by county. So you can click LA County, Orange County, whatever, and it just lists all of them. And if it's like up in Marina Del Rey, there's a weird situation next to Biona Creek where you got the north and south jetty. It'll actually tell you exactly where it starts because there has to be water on both sides. So part of that has like a beach on it. So the beach in wouldn't be a jetty, but the water outward would. It could be a little complicated like that, but it explains all that stuff on the line on the website.
Cool, man. Well, thank you very much, Officer Houlihan. I really appreciate it, man. And hopefully we can get some fish out here for you to observe, man, because it's a little bit of a dry day so far.
Past month, I've seen some bonito coming in. So hopefully you can get some bonito.
Well, it looks like
mackerel.
I was like, I gotta change my setup in order to get some bonito. But yeah, man. Cool, brother. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
All right, guys. So no skunk in here because we got ourselves a lizard fish. Now, I saw my line get hit earlier, right? And it looks like this is what actually was, on it. So that's kind of cool. I've never seen this fish before. So lizard fish, it actually does feel, I mean, aside from the initial like slime, right? Aside from the slime, it does feel like a lizard. So I'm gonna ask around really quick whether or not, and it's kind of funny because just as Officer Houlihan was kind of like walking away, we were like, oh, we got one on. And it was the lizard fish. And there was a guy actually asking about the lizard fish that was in his bag. So really cool, super stoked. And let's see if we can't catch another one. Let's get the hook out of this guy's mouth really quick. And we'll see what we're gonna do with him. All right, guys, so the next thing I'm gonna use by Stay Bent is a couple of these little minnow flukes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this onto our pole. But man, Jason and Jason at stay.bent on Instagram. That's BENTT. Guys, go visit them. Go ahead and check out their plastics and stuff. We're gonna go ahead and get this little fluke on there and see what we can go ahead and catch from there.
All right, guys, so let's see. We're sitting about 12:33 right now. It is still relatively overcast, right? And very, very slow today. So we haven't caught anything since the tips and tricks from the game warden, and then also to the lizard fish that we ended up snagging up. So, just gonna switch things up a little bit here. We did use a no knot rig for like a little drop shot, and we're using a white fluke, a bone white fluke, and so that just wasn't doing it, wasn't really getting anything done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna switch up to my 1.5 ounce Kaibo jig, and let's see if we could just get some action going on. Maybe some reflection from the Kaibo jig will help do it. But just this overcast is kind of, I think, got the fish a little bit more on the weary side and just not coming out right now. So we'll just keep on fishing it, guys, and we'll just, if anything, see where it goes from here. But ultimately, we can't complain, right? Because all we can really ask for is one, right? So we can ask for one. We got the one, we got the lizard fish. Not only that, but it was a species that we had never caught before. So that was something that was very interesting to go ahead and pull up. But here we are, and fishing is just fishing. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes you're sitting here for hours and things just aren't happening. Doesn't matter how many things that you put in the water. And right now we have 2 lines in the water actively that just have chopped bait on it, chopped squid. So we'll see where it goes from here. And so yeah, anyways, guys, stay tuned for what's coming up next. All right, guys, so it's been a long time, and I can tell you right now that we haven't caught jack since that little lizard fish. And
It's a little frustrating because we're trying all kinds of different things. The only thing that we haven't tried differently is probably just a different bait, right? Just because honestly, I'm a little reluctant to buy some anchovies right now because we're going to be traveling. There's no reason for me to pick up extra bait that I'm not going to be using, or I'm just going to be keeping in the fridge for right now. So I'd rather just not. So I'm just fishing with what I got. But we've tried different rigs, from, you know, casting jigs to using flukes to using high-low rigs with what am I thinking of? You know, squid as bait. I'm kind of wondering, should I try a donkey rig? But at the same time, I'm on a pier, so it's not going to be able to flow the way that I want it to flow. And so, if anything, it's like, okay, so what else do we need to try? Because I literally got to the point where we've been out here for about 4 hours now, and it's just not cutting it. But keep in mind, guys, that is fishing, right? There's so many different variables, from barometric pressure, tidal changes, is the sun out, which the sun is finally starting to come out, right? So is the sun out? What's the temperature of the water looking like? Which the water's probably cold, right? Because a storm system just came through a couple days ago. You know, what other things could we possibly have in mind? And guys, lo and behold, it could just be that the fish are not there, right? We could try everything in the world, but if the fish are not there, then there's no catch up. I mean, like, you could literally throw the best jig in the world, and if the fish are not there to bite it, then the fish are just not there to bite it. So we're gonna get back to it, spend maybe a couple more hours out here and see what we can do. But ultimately, if we can't do anything, we're gonna have to pack it up. But at least, guys, at least we did not get skunked today. So anyways, stay tuned. All right, guys, so you know, I got a couple of lines still out, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and prep to go home. So that way, once I go ahead and reel these lines in, all I gotta do is disconnect a couple of things and then we're good to go. But ultimately, guys, like, for the most part, it's really just kind of anyone's game, right? At any point in time, you can catch a fish. At any point in time, you can completely skunk out. We have to be grateful for the fact that we did catch that one fish. And so let's talk about that, right? So, like, there's so many different things. Like fishing is great, right? Fishing is amazing. I love fishing, right? But at the same time, what I also have to remember is that I have to be extremely grateful for the fact that not only did I catch a fish today, but I also have an extremely supportive household at home, to where I get to come out and do this. I get to come out and film on a daily basis, right? And I get to go ahead and actually have the skills that are necessary in order to bring this stuff forward. So with all of this being said, one fish, sure, that's what it looks like on the surface. But at the same time, deep down underneath, you're getting so much more than that, right? So we're grateful for the fact that we get to have a supportive structure at home that allows us to do all of this stuff, right? We got to be grateful for the fact that we have the financial abundance to be able to pay for the bait or the rods or anything like that in order to go ahead and actually come out here and do the things that we do. We get to be grateful for the fact that we have the patience, and also to the opportunity to gain more patience by sitting here and watching these rods and fishing and exercising and stuff like that. Right? A lot of people don't think that you're exercising while you're fishing, but you know, work that jig a little bit, and after a couple of hours, you're going to be feeling it. You're going to be a little tired. But overall, guys, I got to say that I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity that I have here to run this channel, to run IndigeFish, to create this brand, and to have the opportunity to hopefully make it grow and work with all of you that I've already collaborated with, whether it be at Tackle Me, whether it be here on the pier, running into different fans here on the pier, or on the beach or anything like that. I'm extremely grateful for that opportunity. So although we got one lizard fish today, we also have to be grateful for everything else that we've caught along the way. So anyways, guys, until next time, or until I get another big fish here on the line, take care.